I'm Slippers, and this is my build-off completion video for my tractor entry, Alice, my Alice Chalmers B1 garden tractor. Just here to show you that she's meeting all the rules, and she's ready to be considered complete. Alright, so to start, I will show that she will start without touching the engine. We've got kill switch on and off, our push to start, and our throttle. So it's already been warmed up, so she doesn't need choke. And now to choke the machine, if you guys remember, this is actually a snowblower carburetor. So I do have the original carb body. I could swap the lever off to run the original choke cable, which is still on the tractor, but I found it unnecessary for personal use, and I have talked to Mighty Rays about this, and he said the choke lever did not bother him, but I will show it to you guys for judging purposes. Now that we've opened her up, I can show you some of the work I've done to it. Some of the first work I did to it, besides reviving the tractor, was back in this half of the tractor. We have a pulley swap. If I remember right, I'll correct myself if I remember wrong. This is a 6-inch pulley from an 8-inch. Did the swap. That's a used belt I had laying around. We also have a Hurst Promatic shift knob, as this tractor was missing it. I made a fairly long and detailed post about axle seals. A fairly big job, only due to how far you have to tear it down. Because this tractor is an external differential, you just have to tear the entire diff apart and slide the whole axle out. Just a little bit more work. Not a lot of work though. I did not lock the differential when I was in there. I don't know how to on these Alice Chalmers. I believe you can do some gear flipping, but this tractor does do a lot of driving on the yard, and I do have a deck for this tractor, and I will show a clip of it mowing. So because this tractor does do some yard mowing, I decided to leave the differential unlocked just to save my yard. As you can also see, I have recovered the seat. It was missing all the foam when I got it, just the plywood base, and that was rotten off. So we have all new plywood. This is memory foam off of an old bed mattress. It's pretty soft, but it does make a little bit of a weird tractor seat. I kind of wish I had up better foam on hand when I did that, but I'm not unhappy with the job. It was also good because this tractor seat pan, you can't see it too much here. Yeah, that's grass. But this tractor seat pan had some pretty substantial bubbling and rust. You can see it starting there. It was getting a little bit serious, not terrible. So that gave me a chance to scratch it up and wire brush that up, put it back together. I was foolish though. I didn't spray any primer on it or anything. Though I do think with fresh plywood and an actual seat, for the most part, it will stop the water intrusion. Now let's go on to the drive line of the tractor. I have done substantial work to this 8-horse. Most recently, as you'll remember, I did tear the head off and put a head gasket in it. We also have some simple stuff like a new carburetor. This is a newer style air filter. The muffler is off of an MTD because it was missing it. And we did get rid of the sediment bowl that this tractor had originally. Installed an inline fuel nipple with an inline shutoff and then an inline filter. No matter what I did, I couldn't get that fuel bowl to flow enough fuel to keep the engine running. I wish I could have. It looked really cool and it was just really neat in general. Besides that, this engine stock, with all of its tiredness, very prevalent. When I had the head off this engine, It was in good shape for its age, but it's definitely got a lot of runtime on it. But the cylinder was in good shape with no big enough marks that you could feel. There was one in particular, but even it was not terrible. Nothing for me to worry about enough to try and hone this cylinder out. It'll be just fine for as long as this engine will stay in this tractor, which will most likely be as long as I own this tractor, as I really like having the 60 style engine in it. And the only engine I would put in it, I would try and hope that it would just be the larger series of Briggs from this generation, like a 10 or a 12, or maybe if I found one of the 508s, I think they were big 16 horses. I think that would just be a really good torquey engine for this tractor, as I built and got this tractor for a snow plow rig, and I have done the work to convert it to one. I'll show you a clip here. Now, to do that, I essentially took a 48-inch Craftsman plow that came off of a GT6000 and cut its mount off, which is okay because I was missing most of that plow. All I really got was the blade and the tongue, and I simply welded on my own mounts to mount to the Chalmers front implement mount, and it works really well. It's a pretty agile tractor. It can turn on a dime. Well, not quite. It turns really sharp, substantially sharper than my Sears does. Yeah, it's a very sharp, agile tractor. It does really great for snow removal. In the winter, as you saw, I have chains that get thrown on it. And for a lift system, because my Chalmers was not ever fitted with one, I don't have the front linkage to reuse this arm, the deck lift. So I just use a electric actuator that gets mounted to this front point, and then I just have a two-way momentary switch on a magnet that gets stuck to the hood of my tractor, and then I just tie up my little wiring harness, and it just runs down here, connects right to the actuator, and lifts the plow up. On my current design of our plow mount, it does pick the blade up pretty far at maximum height lift, but for plowing I rarely put it up there. I really only put it up that high for traveling. But yeah, I will now just get a small clip, show you that the tractor's driving, that it's got functioning steering and functioning brakes. Oh, I guess one other thing I did do is I did take these front wheels off and completely repack the front wheel bearings, as this tractor has conical style, automotive style wheel bearings, and these bearing caps are off of a mid-70s Ford F100. I think that's what the parts guy said. I don't remember, honestly. They were off-the-shelf Napa part. So we got working brakes. I hope I was in the camera shot, but the tractor can turn around nearly in this trail that I have right here. So it's a very agile tractor. And the band brake is fully functioning. It could use some adjustment. So first gear, which is a creeper gear, for sure. So, this is our trail. This is the edge of the trail, and let's just go full crank. I think we can nearly make it inside the trail. Almost. That's the edge of our trail right there. You can see where that stick is. It's pretty much the edge, but this tire is not going to go past it. A very agile tractor. It makes it great for snow removal. But yeah. So that's going to be it for my 2025 completion video. I really enjoy this tractor. Not only do I think it is a beautiful tractor It's got pretty good patina on it, but it's super useful. It's super agile, and in the winter, it's a moneymaker. So, we'll see how the voting goes. We've got some great competition this year. So, until then, I'll see you guys later. Alice didn't make it home. She ran out of gas right there. Home's only right there.